So I will be going over Suite Number 1 Prelude by Bach, measures 1 through 14. So in the beginning, you want to treat these as like chords. For instance, measure 1. The opening chord is G, D, and B, which is a 1 chord in G major. Sorry. So you want to practice these first 4 measures like that, just going. And the next chord is open 1, 2. Next chord's open 3, 2. Next chord's open 4, 4, 1. And then you practice it. And then you put them together, note by note. You always want to start in the middle of the bow. And you go measure by measure. Once you get that more and more comfortable, start adding in the bowings, but that's only when it's smooth. And the bowing I'm doing is 1, 2, 3, separate, 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 1, 2, 3. So you should always end down bow on that G. Continuing to measure 5, this is where we start shifting a little bit. So what I do here is open, 1, 1, open, 1, 4, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, 4. Now we shift to, I believe, second position, where we move our 1 to where our 3 is on the G string. We play this B with a 1, 4 on the D, 3 C sharp, 1. We stay here and then we go 3, go to the next string 2, 4 on the A, 2 on G, 4 on A, back to 3, 2, 7 with a 1 on the F sharp, 4, shift, go on to the D string with a 2 on the D, 1 C sharp, 2 D, 4 on the A, 2 on G, 4 on A, 1 on F sharp, 4 on A, 2 on G, 4 on A, open D, go back to first position, 3 on F sharp, 1 on E, open D. Now in context. practice this shift in measure 5 is to go from 1, 4, 3, 4. So in the third beat with the E, G, F sharp, G. Really practice this shift from the 3 or from 1 to here, 1 to your third finger. So you do that going. So you shift your 1 to the F sharp, or where your 3 is on the D string, then you move it over to the B. And once this shift gets really clean like this, then practice it like this. And then practice it like this. Then once you get that shift a lot better, then go in context with the 4, 1, 4, 1. Good. So once you get it, put it together. And then you should pretty much be solid going throughout until measure the end, the fourth beat of measure 7, where you just go back to first position. And then you practice this exact shift going to the E on the C string the same way. Because it's you're moving your 1 to the C string where your 3 would usually go. So you would practice that same kind of shift. And then continuing forward for measure 8. It goes, once you get this shift, you just stay in this position. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, back to 1. 1, 3, open, 1 in first position, open, extended 4 for the C sharp, 2, 1, 4 on G, 3 F sharp, 1 E, 4 D natural, C sharp 3, 1, open, 4 on G. So played in context. We're starting from measure 8. So, yeah, once you're in measure 8, you want to bar these first 1/1s with the E and B, so it's easier to kind of just, instead of going like this, it's just a lot easier to kind of move around the fingerboard if you're barring them. A bar is just this. Measure 9, you want to practice going from 1, 3, open, getting to first position, making sure that's really in tune. And then now going down is pretty much just a scale, so you need to make sure it's really in tune. And you can practice this because this is a D major scale. Yes, this is a D major scale, so you can practice a D major scale, which is 1 on the C string, extended 2, 4, open, 1, extended 2, 4, open, 1, 3, 4, open A, 1, 3, and back down. And the reason why I'm saying this is pretty much a D major scale, because if you look at measure 10, in the first beat, the third 16th note is a D. If you go backwards, it's going open 1, 3, 4, open 1, 3, 4. It's a D major scale, and then it keeps going. It's a D major scale. So you want to practice just getting those sharps and really getting used to those pitches and going slowly with a tuner. Continuing forward from measure 10, 4, open, shift you to, shift your second finger to where your 4 was. 4, open, in first position, 1, 3, open, 4, 3, open. Again. Open, 1, 3, open, 4, 3, 1, open. And so continuing forward from there, measure 11, you want to do a weird extension. So you're going to be extending and going back like this. You want to get used to this motion because you have a G sharp. So extended 4, open, 2, on F natural, extended, 1 on the A. It's really important to use the tuner on this, really crucial. So a good way to practice this is going note by note. And measure 12 is 4, 1, open, 1, 2, open, 1, open, 4, 1, open, 1, 2, open. Now you shift back to half position on 4 on the F sharp. 4, 2, and then 1. Play it again. Sorry. So now measure 13 is you're doing a weird fingering here. You're doing 1, 4, 1, shift to 1 on the F sharp. 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. Back to D sharp. 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1. First position 4. Again. The reason we're doing this is just to avoid the open string because it's kind of nasally. Sorry. It's just a little too wobbly for my liking, so this avoids it. So measure 14. Now you go 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 4, open, 3, 4, 3, 1, open, 4, 3, 1, open. In context. So hopefully that helps out with any fingering questions you had and any parts you're having trouble with. If you have any more trouble, just let me know. Shoot me a text or shoot me an email. Thank you.